We know that it's in our electoral system, it's a fairly uphill climb for independent candidates.
Yes.
Right? If we look at the history in the last decade or so, federally, if there has been somebody who's been elected as an independent candidate, that was Jody Wilson-Raybould in 2019. The profile that she enjoyed, because she resigned from the Trudeau cabinet, and there was that fallout. So she was the only one who's won as an independent in the last 10 to 15 years. How strong do you rate your chances as an independent, especially you're also contesting in a riding which is considered to be an NDP stronghold? Peter Julian is a veteran MP from there.
Yeah, I know it'll be very difficult, but I reflected carefully before I made this decision. A large part of me continuing on as an independent has been the tremendous support from the community. Many people felt that the reason provided by the party was not grounds for my dismissal, that I should have still continued on as the Conservative candidate. And now as an independent, I feel from my recent events that I've attended and from door knocking that I can appeal to a broader electorate now, because simply before, some people discounted my candidacy simply because I was under the Conservative banner. But now as an independent saying some of the same policies or ideas, people are more willing to listen. And with regards to the riding being difficult, 2-3 weeks up to my dismissal from the party, Peter Julian had been polling around third place, and I was hovering around second. So the trends are changing in the riding and throughout Canada. So I felt it was and still is a very winnable riding for other candidates besides the NDP.
Why did you decide to come into politics in the first place?
Oh, yes, most definitely. So I graduated from Simon Fraser University in 2019. And like many young people, I was very optimistic about the future, about my career and, upward mobility in our society. But then since then, I noticed that affordability has been an issue many young people are facing. Some of my peers have moved on to the United States or other countries feeling there's more opportunities abroad in terms of cost of living and higher wages. So I want to really restore hope for all Canadians, but particularly young people who I feel have received disproportionate adverse impact from the affordability crisis and many other issues that have been impacting young people. And I believe that the most important characteristic to enter public office is to have empathy and build genuine relationships, which I feel is something that I have a strength in doing.
Should you win as an independent, of course, it's going to depend on the composition of the House of Commons as to which party gets how many seats. If somebody gets a clear majority, then being an independent, you can't really have as much of an impact. It kind of blunts the impact one can have. But if the composition of the House of Commons is such that every vote is going to matter and there has to be that broader coalition, which party would you side with? Should you win? And it's a hypothetical question. Should you win? Should there be a minority? Which party would you side with?
Yes, it seems like it is going into minority territory. Could go either way, a Liberal or a Conservative minority. So I was the Conservative candidate. I do believe in most of the platform of the Conservative Party. I've been campaigning on many of the same points since I've been an independent candidate. But of course, now personally as an independent, I can speak more freely on some particular issues I may disagree with. And since I'm not beholden to any party or any party whip, I can really listen to what the constituents of New Westminster Burnaby would like. So before any vote in the House of Commons, I would have a session where I can invite people from the community to have their input and say how they would like me to vote in any particular legislation.
Do you still stand by the comments that you made 4.5 years ago or over 4 years ago on that podcast about the system of governance in China, that it works for people in China? Do you still stand by that commentary?
So on a topic like this, I believe nuanced discussions are very important. There needs to be balance. So I know all systems have their faults. So I'm not advocating for their system here in Canada. I believe in democracy and the values of freedom that we have here in Canada. So although they have a different system, there could be improvements in other aspects. So I acknowledge those things.
Lawrence, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yes,
good luck
thank you
to
very much.
you for the rest of the campaign. What's your final message to the voters in New Westminster, Burnaby, Millardville?
I would say to the voters of New Westminster, Burnaby, Millardville, I implore you, this is a very unique election, so I implore you to vote for the person rather than the party banner. I've really put in a grassroots approach to my candidacy. I've been active for nearly a year, attending many events within the riding. I've made so many different connections. So I'm still the same person that I've built these connections with. I encourage people to really look at me as a person rather than looking at party banners when casting their vote in my particular riding.
Lawrence, thank you for your time. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.